Welcome to Divine Encounters. I am your hostess, the Oracle of Apollo, Dominique Rivera, and my computer has died. It just said no more, even though it's plugged in. Well, anyways, if this is your first time watching, welcome. There's always something happening here. We're going to be jumping in and talking a little bit about my trip to Spain, in which, interestingly enough, I dealt with Egyptian things while I was in Spain. We're going to be talking about my experiences with the fallen angel, the Hallelujah Army, the Omni Padme Hum Army, and today's subject matter is about how we're not alone. And if this is your first time watching, I live stream every Wednesday and Sunday night. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and Sunday nights at 7 p.m. I cannot guarantee where I am at in the world when I live stream, but I'm here. Usually within this show, we do an angel number for today and a tarot reading at the end of the episode. I don't know if we'll do the reading for the weekly midweek collective energy check-in just because the story I want to take precedence on that today. And since I don't have a laptop, I'm going to be using my iPad. So please excuse me. This might be a little bit cumbersome today trying to give because I want to read to you guys to the what those places really stand for, like as far as like in Wikipedia and things like that. So, anyways, tune in, share this feed with a friend. Maybe someone needs to understand that they're also not alone in the world. And if any of this speaks to you, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. All right, let's jump into the show.
It's paradise inside of our hearts, and it feels so nice to pray in the dark. Beings of light, see who you are. 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 See who you
Welcome. I'm your host, the Oracle of Apollo, Integrated Energy Therapy Master Instructor, Reiki Master Teacher, Multidimensional Trance Medium, Spiritual Advisor, and of course, Pythia. And I am the TV show host here at Divine Encounter on the E360 TV network, Trajectory TV. I know this looks crazy right now. What is being transpired in my immediate space, and I definitely lost my water. However, I'm always inviting you guys to make sure you have your high quality H2O. Hopefully, it's not in plastic. I just talked to my mom today about getting rid of plastic in the house and maybe getting a Berkey. They're a little expensive, but we're gonna have to save up and get one because there was a study where there's microplastics inside of people's hearts, and so this is not safe not a safe vessel to drink out of. And if you want to work with someone like me, maybe you're coming through a space where you're lost, going through a heartbreak, separation, death. You are in a space where you don't know what to do. You don't know how to manage your emotions. You don't know what your emotions are. You're trying to excel. Please check me out here at oracleofapollo.com. Or you can, wherever you're watching this, you can email me at Divine Encounters at e360tvlive.com, or it's better to message me on whatever platform you're watching this because I'll get it quicker. I will be in Ohio tomorrow and into the weekend, so there will not be a Divine Encounters this Sunday night because I will be at the Pyro Music Arts Festival, and this will be a festival dedicated to music, spirituality, growth, and I will be doing talismans there and mediumship and healing. And so, if you are in the Ohio area, please come and check me out. I like to start off every episode with the angel number of the day, and today's angel number is 645. Let me put a banner for that. Here we go. So this is today's angel number. I'm going to try to do our transitions as normal, but they tend to be a little bit more challenging when I'm trying to do all of this on the phone because the screen is so tiny. So I'm going to do my best to still give you guys all the razzle dazzle. So give me some grace, okay? Just give me some grace. And to that I say, what's good? Number 645. So in numerology, the numbers have a significance and a meaning. So here we go. For 645, we have is a combination of the number 6, 4, and 5. So number 6 relates to love and home of family and domesticity, service to others and selflessness, responsibility and reliability, providing for the self and others. Number 6 also resonates with personal willpower, independence, initiative, action, and overcoming obstacles. Number 4 brings its influences of honesty and integrity, traditional values, hard work and responsibility, practicality and application, diligence and determination to achieve goals. Number 4 also relates to drive, passion, and purpose, and the energies of the archangels. And number 5 carries a vibration of adventure and activity, making positive life choices and important life changes. So, number 645 is a message from your angels that the changes you are currently undergoing are long awaited and necessary for your highest good. Trust that these changes are in alignment with your divine life purpose, and all of your material needs are going to be met. The angels are protecting and guiding you through the life choices and changes that assist you in your daily life and your soul journey. So give any fears and concerns to the angels for healing and transmutation, confidence in your choices and actions as they are right for you. Angel number 645 tells you that your intentions and actions to change your life for the better are supported and encouraged by the angelic and spiritual realms. Instead of worrying about positive thoughts and expectations about what you truly desire, through the law of attraction, you would draw those experiences and situations into your life. If something about your inner knowing and intuition, make the changes accordingly. So, Angel 645, it can also suggest a change of home, residence, travel, movement of some kind. Take the time to reflect upon the actions and steps you have taken and appreciate your achievements and learning experiences. Trust in your own abilities to make positive life changes, decisions for yourself and your future, and your actions today are steps towards your destiny. Wow. Let's see what I'm taking away from that. So, I was interested, well, I was asking Spirit, it's like my hair just doesn't want to cooperate today. I was asking Spirit today if I should make a season 5. I feel that there have been a lot of days in which I'm not somewhere accessible to internet. So then I have to cancel a show, or, I might feel a little overloaded and feeling like this doesn't really yield, it hasn't really yielded what I felt like it would yield, which is an expectation I understand. And then I was asking today if I should continue because I'm kind of there because I spend money on this every month to be able to broadcast this from whatever platform you're, and it's quite a substantial amount considering how much I make. And so I was like, okay, I want to learn new things at this moment in time. I want to level up my tattooing game. I want to work in music right now. So I was kind of wondering if I should still have energy coming towards this direction. And I feel like this is also kind of expressing that yes, it's something that you should continue to work towards and to be patient. So this is what I'm taking away from this particular number. And excuse all the noise outside. Usually I talk to you guys from the compression mic and that usually blocks out all the outside noise. But if I were to close the window, then I would suffocate. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about the Amun temple. But first, we're going to jump into a mindfulness moment. And a mindfulness moment is when you are asking yourself the question of where am I at energetically? And what is that number? So let's go ahead, take a reflection, tap into whatever number it is that you are feeling today. 1, the least amount of energy, and 10, the most amount of energy. And let me know in the comment section below. All right. So, where are you guys at in the comment section below? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And the purpose for this is to give you guys a tool that to show you how quickly you can shift your energy within just 1 minute. Within just 1 minute of being very present with yourself, you can shift your own energy. And so on days where you're feeling a little bit stuck, this is what we do. All right, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to have 1 minute of collective breathing. And in that 1 minute of collective breathing, just notice your body and honor exactly what it is that it wants to do. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into that right now. And welcome if this is your first time watching. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're going to go ahead and switch. I'm sorry, you guys, we're doing the mindfulness moment, but we're using the phone today. All right, so here, you're going to hear a bell. You're going to close your eyes and we're going to breathe for 1 minute, and then we're going to jump into our supernatural story time. Big breath in. Eyes are closed. And just let yourself fall into yourself here. Your eyes are closed. Big breath into the belly. Not needing to be anywhere else but here. There is 60 seconds on the clock. And just letting everything else go. Everything else go. Nothing else in this moment matters other than being present with your breath. Than being present with your breath. Beautiful. One more space here. Make some more space here for the allowance of anything that no longer serves you to come out. Give it some grace and some room and let that go. Finally, an invitation now to come back into your body. Opening your eyes, coming back to the here and now. And welcome back. Let me know in the comment section below how you're feeling, what your number is now, 10 being the most amount of energy, 1 being this is the least amount of energy. And let me know in the comment section below. Shout out to Jessica, who finally caught the live. And it's weird because my computer won't turn on today. Everything, it is always something. This just looks crazy. And this is where we're at today. But we're just going to make it work. Okay. So thank you everybody for being here. I'm trying to pull up the Wikipedia page about the fallen angel statue that I want to talk to you guys about. But my iPad is having a hard time connecting for some reason. All right, I'm going to have to go and put in a hotspot so the iPad can turn on. This might cancel my feed, but if that is the case, I'll be right back. Oh, Okay. Yes. All right. Here we are. We're going to be talking about a few things today in this episode. Welcome to my story time. Usually I have a guest here, but I have been traveling the world, and the last two episodes were about Greece. This episode is going to be about Spain, and I want to talk to you guys about some magic. I got the receipts, I got the videos in here ready to go. And yes, so I've been traveling the world, and what I do while I'm traveling is I go to places that have a lot of dense energy, and I create a grid. This grid is basically to enhance the energy, raise the vibration, and tether it to other parts of the world that actually have a higher frequency. So, like in Romania, I tethered it to Switzerland because Switzerland had a much more powerful energy. However, Switzerland kind of has a dark energy to it too. So for that we gave we tethered it to Spain. Anyways, so while I'm doing these greetings and I'm connecting them to the collective consciousness so that way everybody's vibrational frequency is raised. And if you're somewhere else in the world other than the United States, you should learn how to do this so that way you can do this in your world and connect it to the grid because I will take all the help that we can get on this global mission. Ha! All right. So we're going to talk about this first thing, which is the angel statue. And it is called the Fallen Angel statue. Spain has a statue called the Fallen Angel statue. And basically, it's the statue of Lucifer. And I wasn't made aware that this actually existed in Spain. I was in Greece in Delphi when a man named Miguel, who teaches, I don't remember what he teaches, I think he teaches literature, tells me about, I tell him about my mission, and he tells me about this statue in Madrid. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you. I would like to show you the video of this statue. And while I'm showing you the video of this statue, if you're an empath or you're sensitive, make sure you shield before I show you this. And then I'm going to read to you what it's about because I don't retain facts. So I don't want to give you wrong information. So here is the video of the statue. So feel. Okay. So as we're watching this, I want to give a little bit of commentary here. So this particular fallen angel statue is located in Retiro Park in Spain, in Madrid, and it is 118 hectares. Um, so I want you guys to know that this fountain is dedicated to the devil, the fallen angel statue. So it's not very common to go into any city and find a statue dedicated to the fallen angel. However, Madrid is one of the very, very few ones. The figure of the fallen angel of Madrid is said to be the first sculpture dedicated to the devil in the entire world. In the Christian religion, the fallen angel is one who has been expelled from heaven for rebelling against the commands of God. And those angels who did not obey were expelled from heaven by tearing off their wings. So there were several of them, but the most famous one and the one that can be seen in the capital of Spain is Lucifer. And Lucifer's name means light bearer, but when he confronted God, he is punished and he became Satan, whose meaning is opponent, adversary. And precisely the figure symbolizes that moment before becoming Satan. So to find this black and disturbing figure, you just have to walk through Retiro Park, pay attention to one of its fountains, and exactly in the fountain and place between the streets where Fernan Nunez Road, Uruguay Road, and Cuba Road get together at the intersection, you will find the devil located on top of the fountain. The beautiful design was the work of Madrid citizen Ricardo Belver, who was inspired by a poem called Paradise Lost, dedicated to make this beautiful sculpture. Under the feet of Lucifer in this statue, there are 8 heads of demons that spit out fishes, lizards, and snakes, as well as other symbolic creatures from which the water comes out. To decorate the fountain, there's a small flower bed surrounding it. The statue is representing the naked figure of an angel just at the moment of collapsing, sat on a piece of tree trunk and having a snake tied to one of its legs. As always, the snake symbolizes the bad side of the Bible. It is the moment when he will turn from Lucifer to Satan. His expression and his gesture twisted backwards, with a face of pain, probably because of hate or humiliation. rarely seen in the world of sculpture, shows this moment. Belver's work was originally a simple plaster mold created in Rome. The fame of the artistic qualities of the work reached the Royal Academy of the Fine Arts of San Fernando, and the Spanish state paid 4,500 pesetas for the same figure but made of bronze. A year later, in 1878, it was sent to the Universal Exhibition Paris, included the Spain delegation. The installation of the statue in Retiro obviously caused a lot of controversy in its time when it was placed, because it represented, but it finally was set in Retiro Park and inaugurated in 1885. So it's been there almost 150 years already. And so he has seen a lot of important events in Spain and Madrid history, among them one that lived quite close, which was the Spanish Civil War. So close that if the readers fix the eyes on the statue, you will see some holes in the body and wings of Lucifer coming from bullets from the war. To endark its figure even more, this is what got me. It is said that the statue is actually placed 666 meters above sea level, which is the number of the beast. And this is plausible by taking into account that Madrid itself is located 500 to 700 meters above sea level. So there is a plaque where you can read that the building is 656.8 meters above sea level. So the theory may be true. And if you don't believe us, you can go to the Tito Park and just check it out yourself, which I did, and you'll find the fallen angel statue and the dark atmosphere surrounding the statue. So we would suggest you go and check it out under daylight. I saw it in the daylight. We would love to have you enjoy our post. Okay, so that's it for that. When I went, okay, so now when I went, it was daylight, and I also noticed there was people around there with tattoos of Satan on their legs, which I thought was kind of ironic. I'm just like, wow, okay. That's a thing here, but you can feel the statue for sure. So if you looked at the statue while I was playing the video, let me know in the comment section below what you felt. Otherwise, I'm going to show this next clip of before I got to the statue. I didn't know it was there yet, and I felt it. So here's the clip for that. Okay, so we're now walking up to the fallen angel Satan statue. And starting from wherever I'm walking, there's a parameter of dense energy. It's instantly giving me a migraine here. And it feels like I am nauseous and also feeling like I'm gonna puke. Ugh. Well, I will have to meditate here somewhere. Not fall asleep.
Not okay, Amun.
No, not fall asleep. This is nasty. All right. I personally thought, even though the density was there, that it was actually a pretty cool statue. I felt like it was made well. I thought it was beautiful, as well as Jessica thought it was beautiful. So yeah, I could appreciate the artistry behind it and the tapioca balls that somebody must have had, that the that Belver must have had when he made this, knowing that, I mean, timeless art causes controversy, I would say. Otherwise, how are you memorable? You're not. Uniqueness is what creates memorability, not beauty. Okay, so that's what happened with that. Now, I will say I was in this space for several hours. I texted everyone of my spiritual warrior army that I have in my phone, sent them a video with a personal message to help connect this to the grid. And even with about 10 people helping me at the same exact time from all over the world that I had messaged, it was not strong enough, I felt. And I was started to pray for an army of people, which we're going to get into. So here's me starting to load the grid up and see if you're sensitive. I like to, I started recording these clips recently, even though we've been here 4.5 seasons and I've been traveling everywhere and I haven't recorded this, because I felt that maybe in witnessing of this, you guys will be inspired to go do your own work, or that you're noticing that the work's being done by other people, or I don't know. It's just it's happening. And if you're someone who's experiencing energy, maybe feeling this would give you something. So, anyways, just notice with your field what I'm doing here. It's a very short clip, and see if you can actually feel something from my beginning to grid this energy. And I will tell you what it is that I found while I was there in a moment. So I'm a bee shaman trained. So I'm actually pulling energy from the sun here. And now I'm putting sigils to open and unlock.
I'm gonna meditate here
That breath is pranic.
and create a portal.
And so I'm there and I'm going to go sit there and I'm going to go make a portal now and work through that energy. Amazing. So while I was sitting there, I noticed that the statue actually had a Loki energy. And Loki has kind of been made more in the present eye from Marvel, the comic book and the movies. So Loki energy is basically an energy that is mischievous. Not so much malevolent, but mischievous. So why would there be a mischievous energy anchor to there? Well, we have to see that it's been there 150 years, so it's been collecting a lot of judgment for 150 years. And judgment is great because judgment is a sign of fear. And fear and love can't reside in the same place. And something with already the energy, um, something with already that energy there is not going to be able to have access to that. Oh no, it's not here. So because I'm doing this on my phone and not my computer, I had loaded up a very long clip for you guys. Oh no. I don't know why the computer's not loading. That sucks. I had loaded. This is like the main receipt of this episode. What should I do? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. If you're watching this episode, you want to say the receipt to what I'm about to say, you're going to have to go to my TikTok and I'll upload it as soon as this episode is done. Wherever you're watching it, I will post it there. So this is what happened. When I asked for the army, because this energy was too strong, it was too anchored in, it had been there too long, it existed too long. I needed more juice. I had already been tired. This was the third country, fourth country I had been in. So I was already like low on juice. So, anyways, what happened was I needed like a real hallelujah army. And it's funny because this is my joking word, a hallelujah army. Hallelujah army means like, I'm not religious, right? But a hallelujah army is like a spiritual army. Doesn't matter where you come from. That's the way I think about it. So, anyways, so I'm there like 4 hours or more. I don't know. I was there a long time. I was there a good half a day. Don't quote me on time. And when I came to the point where I peaked, where I said, okay, I this is my energy, I can't do anymore. In the distance, I started to hear hundreds of people singing hallelujah. And I'm no stranger to having audible messages, so I wasn't sure if they were in the physical realm or the non physical realm because that's how audible it is for me. And then I paid really close attention and I was like, wait a minute, I need to see if this is real. So I started to chase the sound. And as I'm walking down this little pathway, very close to the statue where I'm at, the sound starts to get louder. And this is when I realized that this was an actual physical sound. I know it took me all that. What I found and discovered was it was so beautiful. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. There was hundreds, maybe 100 people. There was hundreds of people singing hallelujah, marching where I was within the moments and where I was asking for support to help finish the clearing. This this was so beautiful. I sent it to my friend Miguel from Greece. Look at this that's happening while I'm clearing the statue. And he says, I lived in Madrid for 9 years and I've never seen that happen. And then I sent him the one from Greece from the other episode, and he said, you have something special. His mind was blown. That's neither here nor there. However, I think that is amazing. So I will post that up when we're off this episode if you want to check that out on my TikTok. My TikTok is the Oracle of Apollo. Everything is the Oracle of Apollo. I use different platforms for different expressions. So TikTok, basically everywhere in the world that I've ever been, it will be on my TikTok to let you experience, feel, and witness energies from different places. And sometimes I post like funny spiritual stuff there, or music, or spiritual know how. If you follow this into my Instagram, every single day I'm posting in my stories motivational things. And every photo I upload has a motivational caption or a lesson that I'm working on and learning through. And yeah, so either one of those will yield something amazing for you to grow and learn from. Great. So now let's jump into the next part of my story. So I wound up going to Madrid and Barcelona while I was in Spain. I went to Barcelona on the train. And while I was in Spain, I went to this temple of Amun. If you haven't heard my story about last March getting a Reiki session and then being shouted at to be woke up like a woman, I was in an Egyptian temple in this Reiki session that my friend was administering, and she's yelling at me, "Wake up, Amunet, wake up!" And she just kept calling me that, but like she's like in my face, "Amunet, wake up!" And I found that fascinating. That's what happened. So anyway, so when I went to the temple of Amun, who is the other half of Amunet, the masculine, the word Amunet comes from the word Amun, who is the sun god, who's the Egyptian sun god. So I went there to reclaim some alchemical power. I was not aware, like I said, of that this temple existed in Spain. The Templo de Debod is what it's called. Later on, this temple became the Temple of Isis, and it comes from Egypt. And I know I just said that this was in Spain, but the temple actually comes from Egypt. And I'm gonna read you guys a little bit of history. So let me show you the temple front, okay? So the Temple de Debod dates back to the early 2nd century BC. It was actually built several miles south of Aswan in Egypt as a small one-room shrine in order to worship the Egyptian god Amun. So later, the temple was enlarged by various pharaohs and kings, and eventually it was completed by the Roman emperors Augustus and Tiberius. So fast forwarding a few thousand years to 1960, and UNESCO intervened financially and scientifically to help save some ancient temples in the ruins of Abu Simbel, which were in danger thanks to the construction of the Aswan Dam. So instead of a handshake or verbal thanks, Egypt felt it needed more to offer, and it donated the temple to Spain. In 1968, the country, full of gratitude, also donated a temple to the US, which sits at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, as well as one in Italy, which you can find at the Museo Egizio in Turin, and one in the Netherlands, which is located in Leiden. I didn't know about the one that's here. Of course, there were some serious logistics involved in shipping an ancient temple over an ocean. The bod was first deconstructed in Egypt and then shipped to Spain in pieces. Then Madrid carefully rebuilt the temple at its current location, stone by stone, on the edge of the Park de Oeste near the Plaza de España. The process was long and tedious because the reconstruction needed to be done correctly to ensure no parts of the temple were damaged. It was inaugurated by Carlos Arias Navarro, the mayor of Madrid, in 1972 and then opened to the public. Today, there's no entrance fee, but you may have to wait in the line to go, which we waited several hours for to get into this space. And I will say I had to go twice. So I spent 2 days trying to get into this temple. On the first day, which is what you saw this film from that I got from the outside, I couldn't get in that day. But then I got back in the second day, and I think we waited in line for 4 hours. Okay. And we were the last ones in line for the day, and I was actually leaving the next day, so I had no other chance to go back to the temple. So I was actually the last person in there, which meant I got to take my sweet time because there was no rush. The whole time we were there, the security people were yelling at the tourists to hurry up. And for us, we didn't get no hurry up. You can, however, enjoy walking around the outside at any time of the day. There's no security outside. It's sitting on the hilltop, which is great for watching a sunset, walking around the park. The park is beautiful, it's grassy. The energy is so calm that the first time when I went to see the temple and I couldn't get in, I sat in the park and the energy really knocked me out. And I fell asleep on a park bench for about 3 hours with my purse just sitting right in front of me. Like, I went to do a little meditation and I was knocked out. And when I woke up, my friend was on the bench across from me, knocked out. So both of us were completely asleep on the public streets of Spain in the two separate park benches with both of our purses just sitting there. Spain. Ole! I don't know. So now finally the second time I'm able to get there. And this is what happened. So, because I know this is a power place for me specifically, like Greece was for me specifically, I am capable of taking by opening the egregor and pulling out information, which I then in place in imprint upon this specific crystal that I have. I take the energy and then I can integrate it into myself. So, what I'm about to show you is a video, and I need you to pay really, really close attention. At one part of the video, in the end, I actually slowed it down so that you can see what's happening. But here, I have not altered this footage in any way at all. I haven't added any color. The only thing I did to it was at the end, I slowed it down so you can see what I'm about to tell you. When I open the energy to receive this energy, because this would have been a place of my worship for Amunet as well, since she's the half of Amun, I was calling in the energy to come back to me from the past. When I did that, you will see in the video that the normal solar energy, which is blue, the sun gives off blue energy, the temple actually becomes warm in color and golden. Now, mind you, in the temple itself, the lights are actually the same lights the whole time. So that means the people who run the temple didn't raise the lights, they didn't lower the lights, they didn't change the lights. They weren't light changing things. They were just museum lights that just are just stationary, regular, fluorescent lights, okay? That were there. And this is going to look like there's actually a changing or a brightening. When I conclude my ritual here, you're gonna see me because I'm gonna turn my back to the window to lock and shut out everything else. You're gonna instantly see all the warm light that is consistent through the entire video turn cold once again because I have now stopped the flow of information from coming in. So here we go. So you're noticing here that when I put this crystal up and I opened the channel, that blue light that was haloed around me turned warm. The ceiling and now the lower lights are much warmer, much more prevalent. If the crystal was actually creating a effect, when moving the crystal, the light would not be stationary or it wouldn't be consistent. The light would shift and it doesn't. Here I am walking away. You see the warm light is still there, even with the crystal not being present. I'm closing the energy portal, and that golden light will now turn blue once again. And you see the walls now turning to their normal shades and their normal hues. It's a calm, just fluorescent light that the museum has. That is the normal lighting. And then I turn off the camera. So you see there that in opening up a channel, it actually affected the field in which I was in, which created that warm light. And if you're still watching this live, let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on that, because I like to know. It's the first time I show anybody this footage in its entirety. And so basically, the information got placed in there. And I would tell you, while I was in Spain, energetically speaking, I had never felt like a more powerful woman in my entire life. I got a lot of comments from my photos into my DMs from other very sensitive women who were claiming that they could notice the immense power that I had. There was an insane amount of confidence in me while I was there. Unlike other countries, each country felt different to me. And I felt very integrated, very expansive, very powerful, and there was a lot of magic that was happening there. So now I'm this in this temple, although it looks small from the outside, from the clip that I showed you guys. You will be surprised to know that it actually has two levels, and there's hieroglyphs inside all the walls in the temple. I took my time. When I say I took my time in these sites, when I went to Greece, the sites were empty for me. I was the last one in the temple of Amun, and everything was empty. I got to take my time everywhere I went in the world where things just so happen to not be typically packed with tourists and surprise all the people that were there. And if you want to visit the temple, it closed, but it's open from April 1st to September 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., then 6 to 8 p.m. So this was beautiful. This brought me back a lot of feminine power, which I then took into myself, and I have been integrating, and I feel like a whole different person. I came back a different person. You can't have a perspective shift and be the same person. It doesn't work. So when I finished within this space and I was clearing around the temple and finishing off the tidbits that I needed, I also asked for some help. Now, I feel like my lesson in these 6 countries was about me not being alone. And when I got back home, even last week when I was in Ithaca, New York, this week I'll be in Ohio. Um, I had someone, a medium, I ran into a medium, and she was very surprised by my energy. She felt me extremely strong, and she's so curious about why it was so strong. And she looks over at me and points at my car, but in Spanish, she says, "You're never alone. Not even in your car. You are surrounded by people all the time." And I said, "I know, because I have a big mission, and I recognize this, and I'm grateful for this." Um, so, and I'm gonna segue into something else in a minute, but I ask for help. I'm learning the lesson is that I'm not alone. And this is why I've been doing divine encounters. This is why I opened my center, because of that. You are not alone. And this is my main mission of giving everybody a home. This is why I do what I do. This is why I sacrifice and I work hard and I'm disciplined, because you're not alone. And I know what that feels like. So, universe gave me another army, and this receipt I have here. And don't forget to check out my TikTok, in which I'll post the other receipts. So this was right outside the Temple of Amun after I asked for a little bit more help to juice it up.
Help us.
if you had your volume up, you're going to be hearing these people chanting Om Mani Padme Hum. And that is a prayer that I actually say very often. It is basically my daily prayer, and I use my mala beads for that. And for my twin flame, I was actually texting him that morning saying, I'm going to your temple because he's my twin flame, so he's Amun. His energy channels Amun. And then the prayer I taught him was Om Mani Padme Hum, which was only very recently I had taught him that. And then that was exactly outside his temple, and we both had a really good laugh. Just because the universe is like kind of showing, hey, I'm just showing off, and that's what the universe does. It shows off. They show off. That is for sure. And speaking of showing off, if you didn't see my Instagram or my Facebook post, you may not have known that I had a very traumatic experience a few days ago while I was in Carolina. I know I just said I was in Ithaca, but right after Ithaca, between last week in the middle of the week, I went to South Carolina, and now I'm going to Ohio tomorrow. But while I was in South Carolina watching my ex partner's son, so my ex stepson, I don't even know how to phrase that, but he's my son because I raised him. He was graduating from the Marines. I had a almost near death experience, and it was very traumatic and it was very scary, but there was a lot of very interesting and magical lessons that occurred in that moment of being on the beach with no lifeguard because it's after Labor Day. There was no one on the beach. I was by myself, and a riptide just yanked me, and wow, it was about 7 minutes of fighting for my life. So I'm going to share that supernatural experience with you guys next week. I have part video of that I would like to share with you. It may be triggering, so only tune in if you feel like you have enough gumption to witness something that was pretty extreme. And yeah, which kind of circles back to I'm never alone, and this was kind of an additional understanding of how we are all never alone. So yeah, that is my story today. So thank you so much for tuning in. I think I'm going to have enough time to pull. Let's pull let's pull a card for the collective and see what we're going to get. We won't do a whole midweek reading, but we'll definitely at least pull a little card. I hope something in this sharing of this story resonated with you, maybe brought you some hope, brought you some excitement, expanded you, created new perspectives of possibility. And if it did, let me know in the comment section below because that helps me understand that this is benefiting someone somewhere, putting all this energy into the show. Okay. So let's jump into the midweek check-in. All right, and I'm out of water. I am out of water. Let's see what we have here. We have the 9 of Actions as our midweek collective energy card. And this card says, you worked hard to create the things that you're cherishing in your life, such as beloved relationships, amazing accomplishments, health and home. Rest and assured that these treasures and you are being constantly protected by your angels. In return, Mother Earth, the animals, and the environment need your protection. I think this is beautiful. It definitely falls into the line of my story, which is you're constantly being protected. As I was in the ocean, as I was in all of these places while I was traveling, and I did have one scary experience, but besides that, it was fine. We're being reminded to choose love over fear, okay? If you were to start to be able to live a life that you in which you chose love over fear, you're going to start to notice, you're going to start to choose things that feel creative. You're going to start to choose things that feel good, that feel beautiful. You're going to start to choose things that feel expressive. And within that expression, you're going to start to see and notice that you're starting to choose to create and live within a life of creativity. Here we have the Justice card. If you're working on any legal matters, this is kind of like, it's going to be in your favor. Then we also, it's interesting because it's paired with this Libra card, the full moon in Libra. We're coming into Libra season very soon. It says, but we're in Virgo right now. A win-win forecast is outcome. So if you're working on anything legal, paperwork or anything, this is a yes. Things are going to be positive for you. Otherwise, this is kind of like a yes answer if you had a yes or no question in your head about something. And maybe for myself reflecting, it was, what I was saying in the beginning of the episode. Here we have the Hangman. Take time to rest, take time to have a perspective shift. It's time to shift your perspective in order to gain that which you want. And we are constantly, our perspective is being changed and shifted. It depending on where we're at in the moment emotionally. If we're triggered, if we're cleared, if we're frightened. So wherever you are at is how you're going to perceive something in your life. Okay. So that's what I have for you for the midweek collective energy check-in. I hope that this serves you. I kind of want to pull a Disney card also. The Five of Wands. Let's do this one. I know I said I wasn't going to do a whole reading, and here we are. Once I get the cards in my hand, that's it. Here is this card. It's a celebration of success. You're finally getting the recognition and the glory you deserve. Take a moment to bask in the attention and adoration. You've earned it. Keep the momentum going by turning this self-confidence boost into motivation for your next adventure. And that's what we have. So much energy came in for that card. Things are moving. And, we're coming into the season of harvest. Fall is the season of harvest. So those things that you've imprinted upon your life, the things that you've been working towards, you'll be able to reap them. This is a Romanian tarot deck that I was gifted, but in English it says love, and we have the choose love over fear. So choose love over fear is what I want to say here. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in on this episode of Divine Encounters. I will not be here Sunday. If I am, it will be a surprise to me because I would be driving back from Ohio, from the Pyro Music and Arts Festival. So thank you so much for being here. If you want to work with me, don't forget, you can check me out at oracleofapollo.com. You can message me directly if you want a reading or anything like that. If you want to hire me for a group event or a private event or a Zoom event where you want a medium for your Halloween party, you can have me here on Zoom or whatever, and I can do all the readings for your friends. And yeah, if you have a supernatural story time you want to share here on my show, Divine Encounters at e360tvlive.com. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. So let's wrap up this show. I'm gonna kind of ruminate over what I feel the lesson of this show was today, but I feel like I have it. So I'll come back with my final thoughts.
Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com. And together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor.
It's easy to say that we're being supported and that we're not alone and still feel lonely or unseen. So it's imperative to understand that not being alone is something that creates in us a sense of security. So you need to know how protected and how secure you are. And allow yourself to recognize and invite divinity into your world so that you can start to feel them and notice them so that they can be with you. And the more in alignment you are with yourself, you are in alignment with them, the more you will notice their presence in your world. I hope you go forward and encounter more because I dare you. And above all else, May you go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, to love thyself. And remember, the divine always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels the most, just remember. Just remember.